Another episode of Hustle and Grind coming at you. I know we just had one a few minutes ago with myself, Cam, and Cammy P Sports, and the lovely Joe at Joe Madden Sports. But we had a guest lined up that we could not pass up. This guy knows his stuff. So, Joe, why don't you introduce our special guest?
Yeah, you guys, we have the one and only Alan Snell of Las Vegas Sports Biz. It's an honor to have you on today, Alan. How are you doing?
Hey, it's great to be here. It's 114 degrees outside, but I'm inside drinking water and I have a fan inside. So staying alive so far.
Well, that's good. Yeah, we've heard that Vegas heat is something else right now. So I'm glad the ice is still staying iced. What do we even say that? Ice? The ice is still staying iced? I don't know what we call that.
Yes, it's
that was good, Joe.
Ice baby, and at T-Mobile Arena, it's still an icy surface there. No complaints from the players about the playing surface from last night. What's interesting is that the Vegas Golden Knights played Washington in the Stanley Cup Final 3 years ago in late May, early June of 2018, and in Game 1, the Golden Knights defeated Washington 6-4. And after that, after the game, several Capital players did complain about the ice surface at T-Mobile Arena. But last night, the Golden Knights played a very business-like, very workmanlike game. They came away with a 4-1 win, and there were no complaints about the playing surface, even though it was probably around 110, 112 yesterday, which is like really cooking here in Las Vegas, but still no complaints from the players. And tomorrow it'll be tested even more. It's supposed to be up to even 116 degrees here. It's supposed to be even a few degrees hotter. And with 18,000 people in the building, it's quite an electricity bill at T-Mobile Arena to keep that building cool.
Yeah.
Wow, that would be crazy. So tell us about what the atmosphere was like last night when Vegas won that game.
Well, the interesting thing about putting on game presentations in Las Vegas is that there is nothing that can really be beyond over the top, because the Golden Knights take pride in their kind of over the top presentation. And that's the thing about doing entertainment in Las Vegas. You cannot go far enough. No matter how loud it is, how many lights, how many strobe lights there are, how loud the music is, how crazy the acts are. There's no going beyond what's over the top. We're kind of famous for this, and there were lasers, all kinds of light shows going on. I have to admit the Golden Knights kind of raised the bar in terms of the light show that was kind of entertaining people. And some people like to joke that it's basically an entertainment show with an NHL game in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard lots of the same things. I've had lots of friends go there and watch. We wanted to go there last year and couldn't make it, obviously, certain reasons. But they say, yeah, it's like going to a Vegas show, and there is a hockey game that was played at the same time. But it's supposed to be just fantastic, from going to the party zone in the beginning. It's just a whole thing, and it's going to be a lot of fun when we get out there after everything opens up for us.
Yeah, it's interesting. At the third round level of the Stanley Cup playoffs, we're dealing with teams that have not played each other, and it's kind of cool to see the Montreal Canadiens there. They are the the quote unquote top brand of the NHL, if you will, a very historic, very famous franchise for the National Hockey League. It's one of the standard bearer franchises, obviously. And it was still cool to see them. I thought the Golden Knights just took care of business. They were very workmanlike. They took Montreal's best shot out of the box. I thought the Canadiens outplayed the Golden Knights for the first 9-10 minutes, and it was scoreless. And then Shea Theodore, who actually has had a really outstanding regular season. I think he piled up about 44 points from the blue line during the 56 game pandemic season. He scored, and I think it took a little of the wind out of Montreal. They had outplayed the Golden Knights up until then, and the next thing you know, Theodore has a puck past Carey Price. So it was 1-0 after the first period. And also the defenseman for the Golden Knights did a great job scoring. Alec Martinez, the crafty veteran who used to play for the LA Kings. I think he won 2 cups for LA. He scored a goal to make it 2-0. Montreal made it 2-1. But then another player who was picked up by the Golden Knights, Matthias Janmark, made it 3-1. In fact, what's interesting is that the Golden Knights played against Janmark just a season ago in the semifinals when he played with Dallas. So they know all about his game. One thing about you, if you've noticed about the Golden Knights, they're very brash in terms of bringing players on. They will not sit alone and just kind of hope for the best. I mean, they brought Max Pacioretty in. They brought Mark Stone in. They signed Alex Pietrangelo as a free agent. These are high-profile NHL players, among the best players for their respective teams when they played with those teams. And, George McPhee, former Washington Caps GM, brought into Vegas along with Kelly McCrimmon, who's the current GM. They've been very aggressive in getting big players and assembling a team that a lot of people think will vie for the Stanley Cup now.
Absolutely. Vegas is doing incredible. I'm so excited to see them doing so well. What is the city like? Is the city behind them?
Well, that's kind of like saying, is it hot outside? Because
okay, good.
people are kind of fanatical about the Golden Knights in this market. I mean, this is the first major league team that this Las Vegas market has had. It's a growing market. It's getting a lot of people from Southern California. The market is up to 2.2 million people and growing. And listen, I don't think I'm stretching it too far by saying there's almost a cult-like following in the city behind the Vegas Golden Knights. They're just immensely popular with old-time hockey fans and really new fans who have never seen hockey before. And it's impressive. And the Golden Knights, for a team that's not in a big market like in LA or New York or Chicago, they have some of the highest price tickets. I mean, the Golden Knights ticket is in high demand, and they can ask for a pretty good, impressive price. And people are kind of fanatical. I don't think anything will be like season 1, which was a very unique situation. The season began with the shooting on the Strip here in LA in October 1st, 2017. And the team and the community were kind of interwoven as one, helping each other heal. And the Golden Knights were a big emotional force in getting Las Vegas to move forward after the shooting killed, I believe, about 58, 60 people on the Strip, injured another 500. And this year, it's a little different. The team has these more high-powered kind of players. It's a 4th year, but it's amazing. You're still pushing 18,000 people in an arena, which is pretty remarkable. I'd say on a scale of 1 to 10, the fanatical level is around 10.5.
That's awesome. I love it. I love that hockey's expanding in the States there, and I think it's fantastic they got that many fans there.
Yeah, it's the first team, and also keep in mind it's an expansion franchise. I remember the day. In fact, I was there at T-Mobile Arena when the players were picked from all the respective different teams. When Carlson was picked from Columbus, and Fleury from Pittsburgh, and Tuck from Minnesota. All these, and Marchessault and Riley from Florida. All these players, and this team is, definitely a homegrown, organic rooted franchise here in Las Vegas. They have kind of a kooky name. I don't think the Golden Knights are very intrinsic with the Southern Nevada or the desert lifestyle. The Golden Knights come from the owner, Bill Foley, who was a West Point cadet. He was a class of 1967 at U.S. Military Academy in West Point. Their sports nickname was called the Black Knights. And he actually wanted this team to be called the Black Knights. West Point did not appreciate that. They said, you can't just steal our sports name. So he settled in on Golden Knights. And
Golden Vegas.
And there you go. It has nothing to do with Las Vegas, but honestly, it goes to show the power of sports marketing, power of branding. they've made the Golden Knights brand into really a global and international mark, and they're not. I mean, they're thinking. Bill Foley's thinking way beyond the Metro Las Vegas market or even the Rocky Mountains here in the United States. He wants, and if you think about it, a Knight figure is really pretty universal. You can kind of sell that to Europe, really globally, has some appeal. You know, it's not like a scorpion or a desert roadrunner or something, or some animal. I mean, it's a unique brand that has a global appeal potentially.
Yeah, and it's expanded so much. Like, so I have two boys that play, one in Bantam and one in Novice, and they play for the Knights. So we have the Knights colors and the Knights emblem.
There you go.
It's in Calgary, so it's expanding. It's a beautiful. They did a beautiful job with it, so I don't see why not.
Absolutely. So we have game 2 tomorrow. Sorry, not to mean to cut you off, Alan. Go ahead with what you're saying.
I don't know. You can go ahead there, Joe.
I was just going to say, so we have game 2 tomorrow. What are you liking for this game tomorrow, Alan? Do you think Vegas is going to come and pull it off again?
I do like Vegas. My personal, for what it's worth, it's not worth much, but for my own personal opinion, I really like Vegas in 5 games. I just think they're the superior team. Nothing against Montreal. Listen, to come back against Toronto down 3-1 and to rip off 3 games in a row, 2 in the other guy's building, and then to sweep Winnipeg 4 straight, even with Sheffley not in the lineup. I know people have been mentioning that, but still, sweeping Winnipeg was impressive too. Coming in with 7 straight wins, impressive. But I just think the Golden Knights just have a very solid all-around team. I think they're on a mission. And also what's interesting is that, believe it or not, they're the healthiest they've been all season. I mean, they have all 4 lines being rolled out there. Plus, they have a couple forwards, Tomas Nosek and Patrick Brown, who can't even crack the lineup now. I mean, those guys are healthy scratches.
Yeah.
And Nick Hague, who played a lot, also is a healthy scratch. So, this team is as healthy as it's been all season. I really like them to I don't think they're going to wipe out Montreal. I just think it'll be a workman, like 4-2 win, something like that, maybe tomorrow. I think they'll split in Montreal. I think the Canadiens will win 1 of 2 north of the border. And then I think the Golden Knights will come back to Vegas and polish off the series in 5. But that's just my opinion. I don't have any super duper inside information on this. I just think the Golden Knights are. I think they're battle tested. They got through a very difficult 7-game series against Minnesota. Minnesota gave them everything they could handle. Colorado got off to a 2-0 lead in the series. And really, if it wasn't for a couple important goals by the Knights, that series could have taken a different turn. Instead, Vegas won 4 in a row and took care of business in 6. I just think the Golden Knights are just I just feel the intangibles point to the Golden Knights to take care of business and methodically beat Montreal in 5.
Yeah, I love it. I think they're just the more physical team right now. And I think Montreal was beaten by that last night. Vegas just came out stronger physically, and they weren't getting those penalties. Their hits were hard, and I couldn't even imagine what they would have been like in that stadium.
Yeah, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I thought Montreal kind of was shooting themselves in the foot with some penalties last night.
Yeah.
And they just couldn't get into a roll. I think they came out. They really had a good push out of the box. They actually played, I thought, they outplayed Vegas the first 8-9 minutes, the first half of the first period, and they couldn't get a puck pat flurry. And as you know, sometimes if you have the good push and you can't convert a goal or 2, you can get deflated, and then Shea Theodore, hits the back of the net, beating Price with a long shot, I think, from the blue line there, and it deflated Montreal, and it was pretty. It was good news, for Vegas, based on how they played. The fact they were played in the first half of the first period, to come away with a 1-0 lead after period 1 was pretty good. They also got a Montreal push back after they were down 2-0, and the Janmark goal was huge. It was 3-1. And then Nick Holden, we haven't even talked about unsung Nick Holden, who really didn't play that much during the regular season. I believe he scored, I think that was goal number 2 for him in the postseason. He's racked up about 6 or 7 assists. This guy is just a really solid unsung guy who answered the bell when he's played in the postseason. And he has replaced Nick Hague, who is usually paired with Zach Whitecloud on the blue line there. And Holden scored the 4th goal, yet 3 of the 4 goals were scored by defensemen for the Golden Knights, which was pretty impressive. And the energy in the building was just fantastic. I did post a story with lots of photos and some videos showing the in-game entertainment, laser show, lights, loud music. It's just a crazy scene in the building.
Well, we can't wait to see all the pictures that you're taking tomorrow, all your articles that you're writing after that game. I'm really looking forward to it. So I want to thank you once again for joining us. We'll definitely have you back on. We want to talk about this Vegas game again, the series, and how things are going with you. Can you remind everyone where to find you, Alan?
Yes, please check out my new site, lvsportsbiz.com. It's where business meets sports in the market of Las Vegas. Also, just so you guys know, if I can put in a little plug for my new book, Bicycle Man, Life of Journeys. I published a book during the pandemic called Bicycle Man. It's a compilation of my bicycle travel stories from around the country. And I figured out a way how to organize all these stories. And I'm really proud about this book. In fact, I have a book signing on Saturday here in Metro Las Vegas. I'll be selling books at our First Friday event in downtown Las Vegas, July 2nd. And that's if there's not a Golden Knights game to be played. I'll be in downtown Las Vegas. So check out my new book, Bicycle Man, as well, guys.
Definitely will.
Absolutely. And I have a friend in Vegas, so I am going to send her over and get her to grab a book and get it signed by you. So
that would be awesome.
Yeah. Tiffany, if you're watching, that's what you were doing on Saturday, correct? So now she knows what she's doing Saturday.
I'll be, just so people know, I will be, just for your buddy there, I'll be in Boulder City at a really nice coffee house and bookstore in downtown Boulder City, which is a really cute town that's part of the Las Vegas market, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday. I can send you the info, Joe, but
please do.
Yes, please send any of your friends or family to buy some books. I'll be there.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Alan. We really appreciate you coming on today.
Yeah, it's been a really treat meeting both of you guys again, and you guys. We could appreciate. We'd love some of your cooler weather, but we'll try to hang in here as much as we can this week.
Good luck with it. You guys have a wonderful night, and join us back here tomorrow on Hustle and Grind.
Terrific. Take care, guys.